Okay, the recording has started.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. It being 5:30, I'd like to call to order today's bar meeting of January the 5th, 2026. Present are Harvard from Birmingham, Christopher Gow, and Billy Mincy. Rob McQuilkin unfortunately couldn't make it at the last minute. Thank you, Desiree, for taking the minutes, and thank you, John. And I think our first application for today is for 157 Tower Hill Road West. And the owners, Mr. and Mrs. Sodora, participating via Zoom.
What? I guess.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the first one
Wait,
is 41
I'm sorry.
Campbell Road, but I don't think the property owners have logged in yet, so want to wait for them.
I'm not sure if they are logging in.
You're not sure if they are. Okay.
So
Um,
would you like to switch back to the first place?
They can go first. and I'll check
Okay,
with
thank you. I'm sorry.
them. No worries.
So
Did that one first. We should respect the order, I think is better.
we should respect, I'm sorry, yeah, that's sorry, so Christopher would prefer to go back to the original order, and I made a mistake, so
okay.
so we're gonna discuss 41 Cannon Hill Road first. So can you read your name for the record, please?
I can. It's Jeff DeGraw. Company is DeGraw and DeHaan Architects. And hope everyone had a good holiday.
Thank you.
Thank you, likewise.
So the clients, the Brennans, I'm not sure if you all been up on the property, taking a look?
A long time
A
ago.
long time ago. So they have a pretty bedraggled garage up there. It's
Mhm.
basically a block, cinder block garage. Not much to speak of architecturally, kind of an afterthought. So their intention is to build a garage that's fitting with the house. And so, we were able to find some of the original designs. We can't, we didn't follow it exactly because it had some, I think some service quarters in it and things, but not the intention here, obviously. So, that what we did is really attempt to create a building that looked like it fit right in and hopefully looked like it was always there.
Mhm.
So in a nutshell, we're mimicking, we're gonna copy the stucco, copy the roof tiles. We're plagiarizing the details on the house. We're really we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. We're just trying to stick with what was there. It's 3 cars. There is a little bit of a tower element on it, which is consistent with the house. There's no room up there. It's just an ornamental thing.
That was one of our
Yeah,
questions.
there's no stair inside or anything like that. It's
Right.
really just for looks. So it's have a nice light.
No use as space.
No. Yeah.
Now, when you just mentioned the materials, what exactly are they?
So the house is a stucco.
Mhm.
It's a clay tile roof. There's exposed rafter details. There's some exposed trim work. It's pretty simple, honestly. Carriage house doors. So I think that's basically all that you've got. So as far as the trim work, there won't be any AZEK or anything like that. It's,
Thank you.
yeah. However, and I think we've been on this conversation before with the board. I know there's a desire for no synthetic materials. We have found, with a lot of historic homes that we work on, both in the park and out, wood is tough. It's got a very short, difficult maintenance schedule to it. We prefer to use Boral, which is, after it's painted, it'd be hard pressed to tell the difference. You do not use the wood grain side, you use the smooth side so that it looks like wood. It's super successful. So
That's the material made of wood ash, right?
it's made of ash,
Mhm.
yeah. Mhm. So we've been really pleased with that. We can work it like wood. So that's kind of the game plan.
And so you were saying there's one side with grain that's found with canopy wood,
It's really bad.
which is bad, yeah.
You know,
But yeah, exactly. So you're using the
So where does that go actually on there?
There's a little bit of detailing around the tower.
Mhm.
That's really it. You've got, we can, we'll dig into the details more as this goes on.
Mhm.
I'm sure you're going to want to see strap hinge details and everything else, but I think we want to get the big picture. If this
Sure.
looks like we're heading in the right direction or not. As far as the rest of those details, we can follow up with some of that too. So,
Right.
the footprint is larger.
Not much, I think.
No, okay.
4 garages.
Oh, okay. So there's no tree removal or anything
No.
like that. Okay.
no, it's a little bit bigger, but by maybe 6 feet or so.
All right.
Well, I think Mr. Stevens would be, and Walker and Gillette would be thrilled with what you're doing. Yeah, I think it's fantastic. It's a really beautiful addition to it, and removing of something that was very unsightly. And yeah, no, I'm delighted. It's exactly what we're looking for in Cedar Park to burnish our historical registry reputation.
Thank you.
Oh,
Very nice improvement. Yeah, I agree with Christopher's. Thank you.
Billy?
I concur. I just, the water table, that'll be stone? Is that, you're showing some stone there? Is that?
We're gonna probably work a little bit of stone into that.
Yeah.
And the reason is the stucco tends to get so beat
Yeah.
up as it gets down to the ground.
Yeah.
So.
Nice detail, yeah.
And is there going to be any landscaping associated with it, or any driveways or anything like that? Any changes to that?
If there is, we will get that to you.
It's not part of this.
It's not part of this. No,
Okay.
the intention is right now, the driveway's there. There's probably some repaving that goes on with it, but there's no intention right now of doing anything differently.
I think conceptually, you hit all the bases.
This was fun.
Well,
This was a fun game.
Personally, I was so happy when you mentioned the tiles, you
Mhm.
know, that there was beautiful roofs that are getting so rare now, you know.
They're not hard to get. We've got a couple of really good sources for them.
I mean, rarely use them by
Oh,
people. People
right.
like to cut corners and put
You-
asphalt roofs, and it's really depressing.
No,
Makes such a difference.
the clients are really committed to doing something that goes along with the house.
Yeah.
So I think that's great. It makes our life a lot easier. The one thing I will say with any of these clay tile roofs is that we did, I don't know if you're familiar with the Glenmere project. When we did that project, one of the challenges was a brand new clay tile is not going to look exactly the same as one that's had 100 years of dirt on it,
Mhm.
you know? But give it 5 years and it mellows out nicely. So, yeah, I think this, a project like this to me is really, it's a simple design. I hope the original architects would be happy, and it's going to be about how the details are, that's where the proof is. So,
And where did you find the original drawings?
Mr. Brennan,
Oh, yeah, right, okay.
it pays respect. It's not, obviously not exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And we have actually the part that you guys don't get to see, which is fun, is the 10 versions before this. You know what I mean? That you don't get to see. That's almost would be fun to bring in. No, maybe not.
No.
But no, it really is, because we had a lot of different versions of this thing to try and figure out, what really worked. So.
Yeah, well, no, do make sure you keep them, because that'd be a fascinating project to exhibition to help people understand the process, what's good, what's bad, and how it works.
Why we're here.
Exactly.
So it wasn't just like, oh, this is the first shot. There were a lot of shots to hit this.
And it's good, yeah. So yeah, you're on the exact right tangent, so we don't have to pull you back from it.
What are you doing with the utilities that are on the side of the existing garage? Anything changing there as far as landscaping or?
I
don't know.
There will probably, the utilities will have to be dealt with.
Okay.
And I'm sure if we have any landscaping work, I know we have to get that to you. And actually that would be Andrea Buckingham, who's done the work in the park.
Yes.
Would be doing this as well. So she already does work up at the property.
Okay.
So it's gonna be heated, is it? A heated building?
It'll probably just be heated to like 55, just to keep it temperate, and to keep it from getting punky.
With heat pumps?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I think for us, the main thing is to say, do you like where we're headed? And then we'll get you more details.
Obviously the lighting, obviously is a safety aspect, but not, like a lot of the park now. It's
Searchlights are-
like a Christmas tree.
No,
We're against that. We like it to be obviously safe, but downward lighting, warm lighting, so that it's not high lumen or that cold lighting.
needs to be a warm temperature. Absolutely.
Is the garage one car deep or two cars deep?
One car.
One car.
Yep.
And no comments from neighbours at all?
Two positive comments,
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
and no variance is required, right, John?
correct.
Okay.
I
Excellent.
think we can say that.
Jolly good.
everyone agrees it's
Okay.
going- We were so excited to see it and it's going in the right
Great.
direction.
Thank you very much.
When are you expecting to come back to have it finalized?
So just like, as far as process goes, you're gonna, is there a list of things that we want to, I assume every material on the outside? Do you need
Yeah.
samples of the roof tile or do you need just like a brochure and a spec? What is?
Well, I think if it's an actual clay tile, we don't need a sample.
No.
It's only if it's another material that we're not familiar with.
Okay,
If it's a, right, John, for the real tiles.
Yeah, I think if we have the name, the manufacturer
Sure.
and the spec, it'd be fine.
When we have a high level of confidence with the application,
Yeah.
we're less demanding about materials
Okay.
and things like that.
The spec on the garage doors, or at least a more detailed sheet, so they can see what the door is gonna
Right.
look like.
yeah.
Lighting,
A few
the-
light fixtures there, whatever you might.
I
want.
think the door itself,
The front
the
door,
actual passage door.
There's a photo and the manufacturer.
Okay.
Brochure would be.
One thing that, this is just a process thing with the board that I've found, is that so often when we're doing one of these projects, again, not just here, but anywhere, getting the front door is such an important thing. It's like, I say, it's like my wife picking out her earrings. She doesn't do that until, the whole outfit is done. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those things, sometimes, is there a way that we can get you the door, right? As far as if something were to change a little bit. So I don't want
I
to
don't-
surprise you with a
We don't
different.
have if you
No,
just
I-
let us know and say there's a change, we can be very quick.
Okay.
And
Yes,
That's
same
what we
thing,
have
so with
to
with
know.
this high level of confidence,
Yeah.
we were very trusting that you're doing the right, you clearly demonstrated you absolutely want to do the right thing, and you're not going to try and be sneaky and do something, yeah, so the full transparency and communication, yeah. And,
Okay.
so
yeah,
we'd like to really help and turn things around super quick,
Okay.
in these cases, so.
Just one other fun thing on this thing, there is, as we have with all of our projects, there is an absolutely, all these images are taken from the digital model that we've created. This whole thing, if you guys ever were interested in
so
seeing
the
that,
3D,
I'll walk you around it, see if, it's a lot of, that also. Maybe too much information.
No,
no, but that's a good
you can do it at the next meeting. You can
Yeah,
do it at
I don't have it today with me anyway, so.
the next meeting. Yeah.
That's a wonderful thing for the general point, that with constructions, especially new constructions, to have that three-dimensional views all around in every aspect is so important to placate neighbors.
We
people's
struggle sometimes
concerns.
with these roof lines, when you just can't see it from the drawing.
Right, yeah, no, it's super important, and then, that,
So, yeah, no, we could get on to the next meeting. We can absolutely, if it had not been the holidays, we probably could have pulled this all together by now, but we can get it together for the
We're
next meeting.
very close.
Yeah,
Well,
Thank you.
The next meeting is a holiday, so our next real meeting wouldn't be till the first Monday in February.
okay,
So you have some time.
okay. So, yeah, if there's anything else you want to see from us or anything, I'd be happy to get it to you. Okay,
Thank you so much.
thank you, thanks.
Sorry, for that mistake earlier. So we're now moving on to, the second applicants for today. And, Happy New Year. Can you just introduce yourself for the record?
My name is Stephanie Pantali. I'm an architect. I'm licensed in New York, New Jersey. I was hired by the Sedoras to work on their 1959 simple ranch home. And what else?
So-
My license is
So there's,
standing.
Pass it down to them.
One issue is that then I have to mention that there are numerous variances that will be
Yes.
required, and also that it's a very extensive interior, exterior renovation,
Yes.
remodeling, and it'd be fantastic if you could just the
Yes.
detail of the materials and what the whole idea is.
Well, The existing house has, like a clapboard wood with no stone. It has actually like the 1 foot feet old side, asphalt roof, aluminum gutters. So you can see from the pictures here, there's a kind of awning slash type of covering over the front door.
Yeah,
The porch is like, 3.5, 4 feet on the side here. So
Let's, yeah.
I'm just showing you the existing kind of conditions here. Currently, there's, the deck is there. We're just asking to extend it 2 additional feet. It's 10 feet. It's a little tight with the table. And, they'd like to put a pergola on the side. Okay, and that would be right over this. There's nothing there. It's just a door, a side that has any personality. And it's hard to take pictures of the house straight on due to trespassing to the neighbor, and it's low, and so we did our best trying to take some pictures here. In addition to all of that, they would like to put an addition over the existing garage that's detached. So currently, it's a masonry garage, has some more of that cedar 12-inch siding that's from the 70s. And that's it. And this is from another side. The back, which is over here, looks exactly the same without a door or light or anything. It's just very plain with a little shed in the back. So in conversation, so I don't know where you want me to start. Okay. So Mr. Doors would like to change all the siding to, I have these here.
We'll show you.
Okay, there's more, so you don't have to share if you don't want. Basically, these, I started with the shutters. The shutters, wherever we are adding a shutter, mostly on the garage, we're gonna match the existing shutters that were previously approved by the board when they updated things several years ago. The next page is basically the cedar wood siding they would like to put on the house. Okay, they just want to go with this cedar, premium cedar shake siding, stained natural cedar. This is kind of the color they're looking to go for. The stone, I just made a pattern for the stone, but I believe the stone that they want to go for is the thin cut veneer type Hilburn granite, which is kind of everywhere, but they don't want to go with bearing stone. They want to go with a 2-inch stone that gets placed on. So it's the same stone, just cut a little thinner, so they can adhere it to around the side and on the back as well, all 4 sides, because the house is pretty exposed. Okay, so, they're looking to, try to make the house look as nice as possible. The siding will also go in the eaves. So this one's here. They'll be adding a real covered porch. They're gonna take that 3-foot item over the front door and basically mimic the existing roof line that's there, pull it out. They're gonna reconstruct the existing foundation of this steps and landing and pull it out to where it is kind of now and make it look like one cohesive, not like we slapped on something in front. We're also extending this out several, few feet to have some more play, and basically the same thing. The one in the back is already there. We're just gonna refurbish it as far as with trim and everything. All right. Oh, sorry if I stayed at the door. This is the type of door they're looking to use the cedar color for the garage. And they'll probably match it to a new door on the side. The little There's an existing door here. I'm under the impression that this is the new door and do something to match it, but I'm not sure. We'll go back to the house. Okay. And there's shut the door that they were working out with Timberline. Okay. Basically, I understand that everyone tries to keep the historic thing. And the problem is when you're going with trim and wood that's not kept natural, that is painted, and they would like it to be white, it starts getting seedy looking very quickly. So in our conversations, the trim lines, the columns, the portico, they're looking to go with a composite of some sort, okay? Because especially this is going to be very exposed. It's very hard to maintain a portico, keep it painted, all the little pieces and components that are tied to it. So in conversation, we were talking about like Whirlpool, which is a very famous, type of company for their colonial looking items. Go in that direction. Even Whirlpool has a composite because they recognize the fact that, it's very hard to maintain these things. I don't know if they're planning on using Whirlpool, but in my little sketch to you, I show their pergolas.
Did you call it AZEC? No.
Excuse me?
Did you call it the AZEC material?
I did call out, I called it as a composite or AZAC for the whatever, but they're looking to put this type of it's composite. It either has round columns or square columns. Again, I'm not sure if they're gonna go with Whirlpool or another company, but basically these items are finished. And they have pieces of steel in little, aluminum, so they can hold the weight of the span. And they don't have to be maintained every 4, 5, 6 years due to, weather and the conditions. Again, I did call out AZAC, but Burrell is fine as well, if that's something that this board considers. AZAC's more of a plastic, I get it, and it's nice because if someone hits it, it's all white through and through. But Burrell, it holds its color, it doesn't chip, and it allows itself to be painted. As far as the deck is concerned, they'd like to add 2 feet to the deck, so it's 12 feet out. Right now, it's stained, excuse me, it's kind of beat up, it's wood. It's definitely taken a beating from the sun. So again, they're looking to go with a composite, white railings, which is kind of what I show here. More with the balustrades is nice. These columns and the ceiling is what we were thinking on the underside of the portico that they'd be putting on and the covered porch that they'll be extending. And, again, the decking is tough. There's no covering, the sun hits it all the time. So they were looking for more of a composite decking that can take the beating of the weather. So, and it was just examples of, composite with a traditional railing type of thing. No glass, no metal, no, modern. So, all right. And really the only main addition would be, just so you can see, right here is what they're looking to add. They're adding this much porch, which is another 2 feet, just to extend it out beyond, so we can work the gutters out. They're pulling this out, adding the steps. And it's a 12 by 12 pergola on the
Now,
side.
what are the intentions about the space above the garage? What's that gonna be for?
Can our
Yes, he
Owner
can
speak?
mute himself, he can speak.
There you go. Hi, everybody.
No,
Hi there.
Thank you. Yeah, I would like to just make an office space up there for myself.
Okay.
No,
There's no bathroom.
no, there's no plumbing at all in the
Will
garage.
be accessible from the inside, or is there going to be stairs from the
Yeah, accessible from the inside.
outside? Okay. Okay.
And basically, the structure and everything kind of resembles the existing house, plus some of the trim and that sort of stuff. It's gonna be the same material on the top as the cedar siding. They currently have concrete. They just want to paint it to, not, we haven't really gotten to colors, but
It would add about 10 feet in height or more than that, 12?
probably more going to 12.
Mhm.
Well, depending if you go ridge to ridge, that's what we're up to there. And
Yeah, the overall height.
Yeah.
I have 21.6 as the total height, but if you went from the existing ridge to the ridge, we're probably looking at about 7 feet.
Right, I see. I see. Okay.
Augie, is there anything I missed or you'd like to add?
Anything, Paul? I think Stephanie hit the
Yeah, I think that's it.
big ones right now, yeah.
Christopher?
So, well, we're looking at the,
We just,
the picture of what,
did you know whether you were aware of?
I was not.
so that was what it originally looked like. It was a tea house for the house opposite, which is no longer there. They have, yeah,
They have, okay,
they have a
I've
copy.
never seen it.
So that was the original, it was a tea house for the three daughters of Mr. Alexander, who had the big house opposite, which was demolished. The foundations are there, and a new house was built on top of that. So that's what the historical precedent was. And obviously, as you said, in the 50, 59, I think it was changed, and so I'm not sure what was happening in that period. So it is what it is. It's not on the overlay of the gateway. We have this what's it called, the gateway overlay?
The Gateway Overlay District, which includes many of the properties as you first come into the village before you get to Tuxedo Lake. And this property is not included in the gateway.
On either side, it is. It's kind of like an exception, in it, which is surprising to me because it's apart from Clubhouse Road, where all the carriages houses are. This is the house that has the most proximity nearest to the road, and the most visibility because you see it from two angles when you drive in. So the bar is very, very high on what's done to this house. What it is, it's the way it is at the moment. It's just unpretentious, sort of simple thing that you sort of we're used to. The National Historic Register said it was what's the term they use? An intrusion.
Didn't sound like, I had a feeling it wasn't very nice.
So it's it's like, oh, this, it's on the historic register because it's part of Tuxedo Park, but it's an intrusion, and they prefer that it wasn't there. So I'm glad that the Sidoras are going, to thinking of improving it. But in my opinion, we're going in the wrong direction. What it is now, it is what it is. Now adding columns and stone veneers and extra things, it's making it very pretty, but very non-Tuxedo Park. So more sort of a newish, constructions, and it is going to stick out much more as is this brand new? What is it? Is it so? I'm trying to enunciate what the specific things about it that I'm against it, that I don't like about it. But I'm having difficulty. It's just the overall feel that it's just all very nice and pretty, and it's trying to be more than what it is, especially with the columns and that sort of thing. So that's my negative opinion.
Billy, what do you say?
I think there are a few things that would help the house. What hurts the house is this water table, high water table of stone. It truncates the one-story structure in stone. If it were in wood or some other material, it would be a little bit lighter. I know you need a water table. You need a stone water table, and in the rear of the house, I can see where stone would be a plinth, a base for this house. But it's a one-story structure, and you're taking away that that little lift of wall, you're cutting it in half.
So
Um,
suggesting that we lower it.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
almost, into it would be low enough for almost the water table. If you want to, I know a string course, or you want to tie the windows in,
That was-
somehow
that
organize
was
them.
Organizing the windows.
Yeah, you could also do that in wood. That would be sort of, it'd be a similar material, so it wouldn't be so forceful as a break, and a change of material. So I think that would be totally understandable to try to organize the facade. I guess, our previous applicant said the same thing. The details. So I think we need to see more details of what these columns look like and what the trim looks like. We have an idea of what the shutter is. I think that'll really help us a little bit better understand the project. The Boral material, I think, is acceptable.
Examples of it, so you can
Yeah,
see.
yeah, I'm familiar with it, and especially on the coast, in Maryland, we're doing a house where the contractor, that's what they use. It's like you don't argue with them. Yeah, so that is perfectly fine. But yeah, those are my comments.
Yeah, I don't have much more to add to that. I get the idea of what the Zadors want to do here and the need for it. But again, I think I need to process more of the detail
Okay.
before I gave you more opinion on, but concur certainly with what Bill's saying.
So when I first looked at the drawing, I think independently, I think we were concerned about the stone.
Okay.
Because it feels out of
So if
character
we
with
lower
the
the
house.
stone, that would help you
That would
feel better.
help, that would
I
help.
don't think they're gonna
immensely.
go with the wood. I don't think their intention is to go with wood towards the bottom, because
Yeah.
that's just,
Well, the continuation
nightmare.
of the.
Yeah.
of the wood
Oh, yeah,
would-
yeah,
would have
yeah,
been
but-
fine.
but if we just gave it a break, because when the water hits the ground and slaps on the building, it gets.
Yeah, you definitely need that stone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. The wood could just be a string course. It could just be a single line and not any other detailing.
no, I understand.
And we give you that same effect.
And the other thing, I would personally love to see better materials if possible, like not these aluminum gutters, but but just maybe for copper gutters or, and anything. I always love any references to buildings that used to be there. Is there any possibility you might be able to be inspired by what you see there
Yeah.
and somehow?
I can draw for myself, I can draw for
Okay.
you, but I'm their architect, so it's kind of what they asked me to do, okay? So, again, we'll have a conversation when they get back. I don't know if we'll make the next meeting, if we're making changes. This is lovely, but this is very Tudorish and it's not, even the roof, when I'm looking at what was taken down, they took down everything. They took out these beautiful windows. Basically, I don't know if the foundation was there and they just kept the foundation, but to me, it looks like they knocked everything down except for the chimney beyond.
Yeah.
We can discuss things, but
Yeah, my understanding is it was a pavilion, so I don't think it was even really enclosed. I'm not sure about that,
it
but
looks
that
like
was,
part of it was enclosed
yeah,
after
that
a
was the way it was
while,
described to me.
but the sides were pavilion-ish.
And then the house across the street is gone now. So, I think we would have a hard time making a Tudor house out of this house.
Yeah, no,
Right.
we just,
Well,
that was the
that's
precedent of that. So, since you're
Charming
saying, what,
cottage.
sorry?
We're making it into a charming cottage.
Well, this is the thing. I think with the chimney, putting the thin cut stone veneer is it's never gonna look like an original. It's always gonna look like an imitation. And that's these small details. That's what kills the house in my opinion. That it's like
We tried to go with the Hilburn stone because it seems to be the stone that's used throughout the park in trying to
Keep with that.
keep it that as much
I
as
don't think you
possible.
mind
I hear
lowering
you.
the
though.
stone. I don't think you mind lowering the stone. We talked about the.
Oh, no. I actually think maybe lowering the stone is a really good idea.
He's like, yeah.
I think-
So, and I think tying it to the roof does help, the
I
chimney
mean,
does pull it all together. I mean,
the chimney
Right.
could stay brick, but that doesn't
Because
seem.
then it's if there's
Much
things that
better.
aren't so like, look at me, I'm perfect, I'm trying to be perfect. When it's like, oh, there's an old chimney. It looks like there is a patina, is what I'm trying to say. It's not all brand new as if it was just built. That's
Right.
what I'm frightened of, that it looked like a new construction, and it's all very perfect. And with the synthetic materials, it doesn't have imperfections, and that's this Tuxina patina it doesn't have. And but I think the thing that it is redeeming is fantastic is using the cedar
siding.
Yeah,
siding,
that's great.
that it's that natural color. And I think
Tried to do that on purpose, yeah.
yeah, and I think if you create a visual of that, of what that looks like, that's going to make it so much easier to accept it, because it's going to look so less
New.
formal. It's going to bring it down a notch of what Bruce Price would like, that this is a hunting and fishing sort of area, not look at me, I'm all fancy and I have columns and things. And so it's the columns that that upset me, because it's that's what it's kind of is. You go to other communities and everyone has the columns. It's an obvious thing to put there to make it look better, but it makes it look worse. It's trying to be something that it's not, because it's a charming cottage, and so you're not right too hard to guess.
Yeah. I hear you. Struggling a little bit though for, let's say, that front porch. How do you expand that? I don't know what the right term is, but that overhang a little bit, because it's so small now that it doesn't really cover the porch.
Maybe we enclose it and
Without
make
some
it part
type
of,
of support.
we can look at making it part of the inside. So there's maybe an internal one and,
Out a little bit, yeah.
Because what you have at the moment is these what are these called, Billy?
Brackets.
The brackets, yeah.
Brackets.
I mean that's a wonderful touch. If you're able to perhaps make it not so big, but use these
brackets.
brackets.
They are
That's
cute. It just, you can't expand, you can't,
how far
protect.
how far could you go out
well,
with it?
whatever you go out, you're going down a little bit further.
Right.
So, and
That's-
then they're very structural.
Right, but if you play around with that, that's a lovely element because I originally thought, oh, that's the only thing original that's left from the original tea house, obviously. And then I looked at the image; it's not. But I thought that was probably, it has that age. So that to me is so much more, makes me so much happier than with the columns. But obviously, I understand the structural aspect. But that's.
So you mentioned maybe going out and enclosing the porch. I mean, you're
I was
getting a
just thinking-
variance anyway.
But for getting the variance, maybe we make it a foyer into the house, because they don't really have a foyer in the house.
Yeah,
And we can play with it, we can look at it. So,
Yeah, that would be I think an improvement if you were to do that, to
Just
have
wait
any
for us
kind
to-
of break from the weather,
right, the
Um,
problem is, the doors aren't protected, it's slippery, it's icy, it's,
I think there's a house up on Mountain Hill Road as you go up to the school. It's on the hairpin turn when you go what is it called? Mountain Farm Road, yeah. Go Mountain Farm Road, and then there's a hairpin turn. There's a one-story house that's much older than this, but it's one story, and it has these types of 6/6 windows, and anything has shutters, but it doesn't have a modern door like this. I know you probably want light, but this shrieks brand new. Whereas if the door here was older looking, more period looking, then it wouldn't look like a new construction, and it look so that's a consideration as well about the door.
well, the door was previously approved, so.
Right.
They have, okay,
Yeah. No, that's
No problem.
we have different. Yeah.
I'm just taking all the notes and, well,
Is there
huddle up.
any possibility of, I mean, if you had your choice of roofs, what would you have?
Well, with this, the idea
Slate.
would I mean if possible, but because what is it at the moment is asphalt.
It's asphalt, I don't know.
We're not,
Structurally, if we
we're
could
not
do it.
allowed to ask you to do that, but
Again,
if you
slate.
already have one, But if there was an upgrade like that,
I don't know if the
anywhere,
slate,
fantastic.
it would have to, we might have to, reinforce the roof from the inside. But maybe we could talk to them about a super slate that's
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
more weight. Concern,
What do you
consistent.
think?
Oh, yeah. It
What would
was
you
like,
have, if it was your
Wow.
house, what would you put?
well, I live in a barn that has cedar and I love cedar roofs. I'd put a cedar roof on there, but, I think, yeah. Hmm. Slate would be nice. I mean, I don't know. Well, we're already opening the road for,
Well, it's just-
synthetic materials through
just,
synthetic slate.
Any kind of upgrade or
Yeah.
improvement, we're just
Okay.
so excited about that. You see, I have a more positive view of the house. I think it's really sweet and that it's got such a fabulous position. And everyone would just go by and be proud of it,
Mhm.
So, yeah, I think it's got so much beautiful potential that maybe you could discuss it.
We'll work it out.
Because we want it to look as if that this wasn't there and this has always been here and it has that a little bit of patina. So the only other last comment I have is the original gate brick and stone gate posts.
Yes.
That they're original, and that's one of the most charming features of your property, because they're on the other side of the road, and that's authentic. So drawing from using that vocabulary as well, maybe it's not the stone. It's a mixture of some of this red brick of the water
Okay.
table thing, something like that. Then it would look, that was part of it. It's these little just these small little elements. Make all the difference.
Yeah, the complexity of
Yeah.
design. Yeah, because you've got a brick, the
Mhm.
chimney piece and brick and stone are beautiful when they're combined together.
Okay,
Thank you.
we have heard you.
Thank you so much.
Because of the variances and stuff, like we're not sure what the process is. Do we go to the zoning board sooner than later to start to see if that's gonna be acceptable?
I'd rather not send you to the Board of Zoning Appeals until there's some confidence at this level. Because I don't want to send you to the BZA for variances you don't need. And I don't want you to have to go back to the BZA twice if later on there's a variance that you do need. The unfortunate part is our next meeting is until the first Monday in February. And the BZA paperwork would also be required about that time for the March meeting. I don't know what else we could do. I don't know if the board is willing to put together a special meeting at the end of January, or it's up to you. Plus, the applicants need some time to
Yeah.
put their own plans together, which takes some time.
I don't have a problem with the special meeting. I don't
Me
know.
neither. I'd be happy to
Glad to help.
facilitate that to
Speed
move
it
it
up.
forward.
Well, I don't know exactly when they're getting back, so, the 15th, was it?
Yeah, well, we could work
Mhm.
remotely, I guess.
If you need it, we'll make ourselves
Okay.
Well, thank you.
available. Mhm.
Augie, unfortunately, even if we have a special meeting towards the end of January,
Yeah.
if you get your paperwork in for the BZA the beginning of February, your meeting with the BZA wouldn't be till the beginning of March, approximately.
Okay.
All right, well,
Good.
should I take these things back? Or committee new things, but
I should have a sample of what was discussed tonight, at least one copy. I don't need all of them, obviously, but, thank you.
Oh, sorry, the last thing, the lighting. There's lots of great reproduction lighting around, but when it's in place, it looks brand new. So, it's, and then that doesn't help. So if there's some way you find some old lighting or something like that, or something that has a bit more patina, that would be great as well. It's these tiny little details that will make it a beautiful product in the end. It's, and so, sorry to be so negative, but, we want to be proud of your house. We want it to be, it's very prominent, and we want you to enjoy it, and we want everyone else around passing it to look at it and say how nice it is. So we'll get there.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much for your time,
Thank you.
and we'll see you
Thank you.
soon.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right.
So, the last, application for today is, Mr. Orn of 119 Laurel Road. Just for some background, the applicant has installed a chimney flue in front of their dwelling, a wood burning stove in the sunroom. The applicant now comes before the bar seeking a retroactive approval for this installation, since the modification was completed without bar approval. So, I think, if you could just introduce, the issue to us.
Absolutely. Hi,
For the
Fabian
record.
Orn, 119 Lord Road. We installed this wood-fired stove when we moved in because of we need more heating in this sunroom. There's no heating in this room, and the installation is poorly done. So this is really helpful for us to heat up the entire first floor in the house. When we moved in, I did not know that we needed approval from the board. I'm here to apologize, first of all. And now I need your advice, what we can do to make this work. And that's where we are today. I have some pictures that I took. I don't know if you have seen this. This is the house.
Yep.
And this is installed here.
Right.
This is what you see from Laurel Road.
The stove is lovely.
Thank you.
But the chimney is horrible.
Yes.
It ruins your house. And that's what our
Okay,
concern
okay.
is. So,
We picked the stove itself, just for context here, it's one with very low, you get no smoke from it. It has this like, what it's called, membranes in it to clean the smoke before it leaves the pipes. So it's also to improve the environment, instead of using oil to heat this room.
well,
That would be the
my
alternative.
recommendation would be to reuse it in your lovely new addition in the garage.
Well, we're not sure if that's going to happen or not. So
okay.
that's another discussion.
Okay.
I got some setbacks from neighbors. So this is where we are now with the stove installed, and we use it all the time. It's very helpful for the house, for the kids, and we can use the entire sunroom a year round with this installed. So I need your guidance, what we can do to make this work, if it's possible to paint it, or if there's anything we can do to.
So, thanks for introducing the issue. Is there, John, there's a letters from neighbors concerning this project?
Yeah, the Reichscotts wrote a letter indicating they sympathize with their neighbor's preference for the wood-burning stove to keep their house warm. There is, however, a concern that precedents will be set regarding the location of the flue pipe. Also, that there's a National Register of Historic Places, and they hope that the applicant will work with the bar for an amicable solution.
Where the house is specifically mentioned as a historic house, not just as a group with everyone else, but specific.
Yeah, no, it's
highlighted.
a fantastic house. Yeah, no, it really is.
Yeah.
It's really.
Unfortunately, the way the process is really supposed to work is you're supposed to give the BAR some alternatives.
Okay.
And I don't know if you had time to speak to the manufacturer or the installer
Yeah,
to see if there's another direction.
I think I need your guidance. What do you think is best for this? We could paint it. It's possible to move it, but it will not. We can move it to another side of the sunroom, if that could help. So it's running along the side of the building instead.
Could it be a sidewall flue? Can you exhaust? I don't know how the stove operates, but could it be exhausted on the sidewall as opposed to straight up?
Yeah, that's the problem. So it's
It's the vertical.
Yeah,
It's the
the
big.
vertical line.
It just destroys the whole line in
Cut a
front of the
hole in the
house.
roof at
Okay.
that level.
Yeah.
So imagine if we were coming up on the side of the house here instead,
Because how high does it have to be? It has to.
This is the height.
It has to be that
yeah,
high legally.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this,
So-
this,
so-
I mean, very frankly, if it was my house, I would immediately take that down. I wouldn't be able to sleep. It's so bad.
Mhm.
It looks so bad. I would just simply use a sunroom as a sunroom in the summer without heat, or I would plug in some space heat. But I would never, ever cut into that beautiful roof line.
Okay.
I don't think, in my personal opinion, it cannot be saved and it should be taken down immediately.
Hmm.
You know, it's a fabulous house. It's sacrilege. I mean,
Okay.
it's like someone took a hacksaw. I mean, that looks like something that someone did personally.
Yeah,
Did you do that? Did you go up there with a ladder and cut a hole in it?
No, I did not.
Okay.
No.
Well, it doesn't matter who did it. but-
No,
I did not.
I agree with Stephanie. There's no way of hiding this, either here or here or here. It's so visible. Even at the back of the house, I would have a problem. So I think, I'm not an expert on wood burning stoves. Or the heating of houses. So I'm not sure. There must be alternatives of heating it. But this has to go. There's no way of painting or hiding this thing. It's in it. That is an intrusion.
Well, the killer is dead center. I'd live with it if it was off centered, because that's
That's
very.
a possibility to
that's-
move it. It's possible. Thank you. It's
But then you're
possible.
cutting a hole in this.
I know, but I'd be okay with that because, my philosophy is this is, old architecture. You've got to make adjustments, and sometimes the adjustments are okay.
But,
They can be-
but plug in a heater. you
Plug in
know,
a heater.
Then then you don't need to destroy the architecture.
I have to say this is better for the environment to have this wood stove than any other heating source you can have.
Electric? Stove?
Yes, because then you need electricity. So I would say
Okay.
that this is probably also a better alternative for environment.
and that's great, but we're really here to talk about architecture and
I'm
the
sorry,
fact,
yes.
the fact is it destroys the whole line on the front of the house. I agree with Bill that if there's a way to put it to the side and encase it maybe in something that would be more in keeping with the style
Hmm.
of the house, it would be far less objectionable. Not ideal, but something that
Challenge.
it must be a big challenge. I'm thinking the engineering on that.
But the stove is not square in the room, is it? Is the stove off to one side? It appears in the picture it's off to the right a little bit. The stove itself, not the
Yes,
flue
because
pipe.
it's a window centered.
Okay, it's
Yes,
centered between
so-
the two windows.
Yes, so we could move it all the way to
Left.
the left, this side of the building, and run it along. You have a better picture of it here.
There's the one I was looking at that shows that it's really favoring the right-hand side of the room slightly. So why couldn't it be moved to the left, and why couldn't at a certain height? Usually you could 45 the pipe further.
Yeah.
And then you would get close to what Bill was recommending, coming up on one of the corners of the building. But I don't know what else is inside the room that I'm not seeing in the picture.
We could potentially
Sorry.
move it to the side. Thank you. Input. We could move it potentially to the side of the sunroom and have it going along and up on this side instead.
And unfortunately, that's the side where you have neighbours that brought voices
Yeah.
of concern. So that would be even worse, I think. The main fire the chimney. Do you have fires inside the house? Do you use the fireplaces or not?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a fireplace and it's center of this side of the building.
Because I'm not sure. This is probably a ridiculous suggestion, but could it be tied into that?
I do think that
Chimney?
this distance is too far
Okay.
to run it vertically
Mhm.
or horizontally. I believe you can do a turn and up, but I don't think you can run it all the way to this
Okay.
chimney.
Right.
And then you will have a pipe going
Right.
horizontally along.
You're sharing flues and that's
That's,
not
yeah.
safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right.
That's my naivety.
I got that.
And I have to say, with this stove installed, you can have the doors and windows open to the sunroom year round, and it's a big addition to the house. It's really nice for us to have it to be able to heat a house.
It's a shame they didn't think of it when they built a house.
Yeah, so, so the process is that, I believe John has already asked you that you should provide alternatives for us to approve. Because it just can't stay as it is, so it's up to you to come up with ideas or
Okay.
remove it,
Absolutely.
yes.
So until next meeting, if I come up with drawings of the flue pipe going on the side of the house up instead.
Well, if, I
Get
mean,
get the
I,
engineering right on it
yeah.
too. I mean,
so,
it's just don't make a guess. I mean, maybe we can do this, maybe we can do that.
Absolutely.
Have some engineering behind it that'll say, okay, this can, so at least we know that it's feasible.
And it has to also be, the neighbors have to, it's, to me, it won't make a big difference.
Yeah, I mean.
No, it
It
won't
is,
get my
it's
vote.
just
This this flew
still have
anywhere.
to-
It's,
no.
I'm gonna
It's,
be
it's
unfortunately against.
drilling through this part of the roof that is a huge problem. It's just not normal. I mean, it's not, have you seen that in architecture? Like that in an
Yeah.
old building? It's just too strange. And I think just
Yeah.
moving it over, it's gonna be very much the same effect. So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it cannot be saved.
Yeah, no, it's, I agree with that. It's, I mean, I did a test with somebody that's not really architecturally savvy, drove them by and said, look at that lovely house. And they were shocked, they were
Yeah.
said, what happened? What is that?
We
It's-
always like to help as much as we can and come up, but sometimes it just can't be saved.
But yeah, we applaud your ecological,
Yeah, there's
sense there. I mean, that's
chimney
important,
here, right?
it's,
Is that
yeah,
a chimney?
this is the aesthetic.
Way away though, it's
Yeah,
halfway
far,
back in the
yeah.
house.
Well, that's why I want
Yeah.
to check the engineering out.
Would you happen to know the name of the stove or the company? Is it an American company? Is it a European company?
The stove itself is an American company called I don't have the name in my head right now. But the pipe is not a company.
Yeah.
It's not a company.
Yeah, you just had it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But normally the stoves come with specifications regarding the size of the flue and
Exactly.
the distances and how many bends may be acceptable. Sorry.
Yes. Of course.
But it burns like a pellet or
No wood.
wood? It burns wood. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Because you have what I'm trying to think, chimney flues and pitches and stuff. Yeah,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Most of the time, a wood burning stove would come with some type of minimum requirements and setbacks, around the stove for fire protection.
Right. Okay, thank you so much taking your time. To summarize, I know until next meeting, I will talk to an engineer and see if it's possible to run it along this corner of the house instead.
And if you have another alternative.
And
as well,
then
in
if you
case
have any
that's-
other alternative,
Yeah.
of course,
Mhm.
I will show that too.
Sure.
And hopefully we can get this approved or make something that works for everyone.
But yeah, just wanted to, full transparency,
Yeah,
don't get your hopes up.
No.
With the wood burning stove. I mean, it's, I, as I say, I'm not an expert, so I don't see a silver bullet, a magical solution of where it's going to go that would be aesthetically pleasing to me. Hopefully, you'll surprise us, but I honestly don't think there could be, I can't see an alternative apart from, using an alternative source of heat as opposed to that lovely wood burning stove. If it requires such a tall chimney. That's what I want to be very clear about that.
Okay.
But it's just we each have our own opinion. That's my personal
Yes.
opinion.
Do you still think it's worth trying it again? The compact next meeting?
Yes.
Well, there's
think
one
so.
member not here, but there's gonna be a vote.
I think it's worth trying it.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't think it's impossible, so.
Okay. Thank you so much. Good to see you again.
Likewise.
Yeah.
For coming. So,
Oh, this is mine.
if there are no more comments or questions from anyone, then,
You might just want to mention that Mr. Madden did email us that he's decided to table his application until he's clear on what he wants to do with the outside of the house. We'll
okay,
wait to hear from him.
okay.
And you may have minutes that you might want to approve.
Yes, so I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes. Desiree, that you sent out the amended ones from November the 17th. Do you have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
So the copy of the letter in your name.
And therefore, I'd like to make a motion at 6:31 to adjourn today's board meeting. Do you have a second?
Second,
Thank you.
And just once again, we won't be having a meeting on the third Monday of January. There'll be a meeting the first Monday in February, also the third Monday in February, is I think President's Weekend. Okay.
Thank you.
A lot of holidays.